Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. So, which one are you? Are you in a relationship as a female? You're in a relationship and you're being abused? Are you being beaten by the person that is supposed to love you? Are you being hurt by the person that is supposed to love you? But you don't say anything to your friends or your family because you're ashamed. You don't want them to know that I'm that person. I'm that one who said that I will never let this happen to me. I'm never going to let anyone hit me. But somehow you found yourself in this situation. But you're too ashamed. You don't want your friends to know, your family to know. So you keep quiet and you say nothing about it. Is the person verbally abusing you? It doesn't always have to be physical. But again, you don't say anything about it, but you keep quiet. When you go to work, people ask you, how are you? You say, I'm okay. But you're anything but okay on the inside. On the inside. Have you been abused by your father? And perhaps your mom knows. Maybe it's that dirty little family secret. No one says anything about it. But you, as a female, you can't love another man the way you would like to. The reason why you can't do that is because the person, your father, your stepfather, or whoever it is, violated you in ways that are beyond comprehension to those who it didn't happen to. It's difficult for some people to understand what it feels like if it didn't happen to them. There are no among the books you can read that will replace personal experience, good or bad. So you can't be in a good relationship. You can't love someone. You can't, because a person who was supposed to love you violated you. Are you a guy and you were violated as well sexually by your father or your uncle or your cousin or someone in the family or some close friend of the family? So you can't really engage in relationships either properly, right? Because you've been violated. You've never dealt with it because as a man, you're supposed to be tough. You're not supposed to have feelings. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to talk about stuff like that. You're a man. You're supposed to just tough it up. You're supposed to always be strong. That's what society says to us men. And if you cry, then you become weak. But that masculine strength that you put forward, that ego that you put forward, a lot of times it's nothing but pretense for the pain that you feel inside, the hurt that you feel inside. It's difficult to get beyond that. Remember, it's about inner peace. How do you get to inner peace? Think about it. Are you that person in the relationship as a female and you are being abused physically, verbally, mentally, you name it? But you're ashamed that your friends and your family find out, so you say nothing. You don't say a thing because you're ashamed. So you put up with the abuse and you put up with the neglect and you put up with the pain, sometimes the physical pain, covered up in makeup. To go to work, when people say if you're okay, you say, yeah, I'm okay. But you can't ever be at peace inside because you have to deal with it. Are you uncomfortable and unhappy with your weight? But you make jokes about it to cover up your insecurities. You don't like how you look, but you pretend you do Or you make these jokes so that you feel like, okay, well, if I joke about myself, people won't joke about me. What you really want to do is maybe you want to get out there and you want to work out and you want to do whatever the case is, but you're so ashamed and you're so just depressed that you can't even make yourself do the things or do the thing that you want to do that will make you better, because you're hiding in something that doesn't make you happy, so you don't put yourself out there. Some women do it too, and what they do is a lot of times allow themselves to be used by other men because of how they look. They don't feel like they're ever going to really get the attractive guy, so they allow themselves to just be used. Sometimes it's because of they don't like the way they look, and so they're depressed, and that causes them to do things that they usually wouldn't do. Again, it's how do you get to inner peace? How do you heal? Are you married? A guy, right? As a guy, are you married to a woman, but that's not who you really want to be with, right? Are you married to a woman, but you don't really want to be with her? But the only reason why you married her is because people think if you marry a woman that you're straight. So you get married to prove that you're straight. Where on the inside, you are struggling with who you are. The whole standing in the church, the wedding, it was just for show. Because you don't want people to judge you or talk about you. So you run around being unhappy. You're anything but happy. Your whole relationship is a show. It's a shadow for who you really are. Are you ever going to achieve inner peace? Or are you a female? You in a relationship with a guy, or you married one, but that's not who you really want to be with. But you do it because of whoever. Your family, your friends, your whatever. You don't want people to judge you, but you're not happy. You're not happy. How many of you are doing something right now that doesn't really make you happy, but you keep on living it because you don't want people to say things about you, or you don't want people to judge you? You want to please society while you remain unhappy. How many of you in the abusive relationship, but you won't say anything because you don't want to be ashamed. You don't want to feel that weight of, I'm the person. Educated people do it too. Especially the educated ones. They tell themselves, well, I'm educated. I'm not supposed to be in this position. I'm educated. And they're the ones a lot of times that allow themselves to be taken advantage of. And least likely perhaps to speak out because you're educated. How did I let this happen to me as an educated person? A lot of people will say that to themselves. No matter what your situation is, no matter what you're dealing with, you are never going to be able to find inner peace until you deal with your demons, until you confront the situation or the issues or circumstances that torment you at night, that make you ponder sometimes your existence when you're by yourself, quietly thinking, wondering. What about for you guys who your father perhaps has never been in your life? You don't have a good relationship with your father, but you've never had that talk with him. You've never had that talk with your dad. Or as a female, you've never had that talk with your dad. You never told him how you really feel about him never being there. So you hold on to a resentment that is still eating away at you. Until you address that issue, then you're not going to be able to go where you want to go. Whether it doesn't matter what the situation is, you're not going to heal, and healing is on the inside. It doesn't matter how good you look with the clothes you can buy, with the amount of money that you make. You're not going to be happy. Right? You're not going to be happy. It doesn't matter how many jokes you make about yourself because you don't like your weight. But what you really want to do is to do something about it, but you're not going to be happy. It doesn't matter how many lies you tell, but then you go back home and this person is beating on you, or they're verbally abusing you. You're not going to be happy. Or that thing that happened to you that your father did to you, or your uncle did to you, or your cousin did to you, and you haven't said anything about it, you're not going to heal, and you can't love, and you can't until you deal with it. If you are going to find inner peace, then you must confront the issues that cause you to stay up late at night. Sometimes they cause you to ponder your existence. You have to confront them. That is the only way that you are going to be able to live that kind of life that brings you true happiness. Not pretending and doing stuff that other people want you to do, but living in your truth, walking in your truth, which is very difficult to do. You know, a lot of times when people say they're keeping it real, they're lying. They're absolutely lying. Because to keep it real would be to do what you want to do despite what other people think. Because it's your life, not their life. And you should never let embarrassment keep you in the dark. Embarrassment shouldn't keep you in pain. Embarrassment or shame shouldn't keep you in a situation where you're not happy. You don't want to get a divorce because you made such a big deal of the wedding, but you're not happy. What do you prefer? How other people look at you or how you feel? Well, if you really want to have happiness, then you should be concerned about how you feel, not about what other people think and how they look at you. You, at the end of the day, are in control of whether or not you have some sense of happiness and peace within you, the decisions you make, to go back and work on the things that you need to work on. So you're never going to have inner peace until you deal with those things. You're not going to have it. So going back to the beginning of the video, my question is, which one are you? And I probably didn't list the thing that you're struggling with, that you're dealing with as a man or a woman or as a human being. But you know what you're dealing with. And you know it's holding you back. And until you confront it, there's always going to be that thing that's preventing you from really finding love or really being able to love or find happiness or success career-wise or whatever the case is. Until you confront that thing, until you realize that you have to live your life to please you and not the masses, but to please you. And then those who love you will come along. Those who have stuff to say are going to say it anyway. They can stay behind. You can't move forward, right, until you've dealt with the things that are holding you back. You can't move forward until you've dealt with the things that are holding you back. You've got to confront those things that are holding you back. So which one are you? What do you need to work on to get where you need to go? That's where you have to start. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. Please leave your comments. You don't have to say which one are you. If you feel free to, say what you had to deal with and what you did and how you got over it. And it might encourage someone else, so please leave it in the comments, right? Because I would appreciate reading it as well, and I'm sure everyone else who comes across the video will appreciate. Because sometimes when you share your pain and how you overcome something, it inspires somebody else to do the same. So don't forget to leave your comments, and please don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Please don't forget to turn on your post notifications, because I post every single day, pretty much. And then please don't forget to share and like the video, because that also helps the channel grow, and I would appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much. So thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Take care of yourself. Remember, you have to find your inner peace, and you do so by working on you, because you cannot run from yourself. You must confront the issues that are holding you back. Peace.